So, we just found Kylie Koopa on the mothership, and she said she found what she could use the big key for.
We're gonna insert it into that thing?
Look, fellas.
The heart of all worlds.
Whoa.
You can bet your whiskers this is where the key goes.
Almost crushed
But
Baby
it's
Mario.
too fucking big!
Wait.
Okay.
The keyhole's in the keyhole.
And now, at long last, the secret of the shrooms. The scoop of a lifetime.
And if you're wondering, no, this is the one thing I don't understand how to explain. What this means, or what the lore of this key means, and why she found it. You
Or
see,
how she found
what this
it.
key... You see, what this key does...
Aha! Aha!
Oh, careful, Baby
The
Mario.
mystery! The
Careful,
scoop!
Baby Mario.
Look at that.
Stop wasting film!
See it!
I don't understand how to explain this.
I knew it! I smelled the trap!
What gives?
This is all
This
the key
ain't good.
does. This is all it does.
It's a fucking trap.
Oh, raspberries, we're done for!
Oh.
Go, Luigi, go, Luigi, go, Luigi, go, Luigi.
I don't think this works.
Oh,
This isn't working.
I gotta give him A for effort, though. I did not expect that plan to work.
Effort nothing, and it worked for a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dang.
He's
I love that.
really
I love-
light on his
I love
feet
that
there,
that-
literally.
I love that.
It's
I
like,
love
you know-
that. That was his
you know that-
instinctual
No,
reaction.
Why? Heart?
Heart.
I was about devil damage.
What?
I was about to say, you know that little
Why
flutter
does
jump that
everything
he
always
does
come up
in
lemons?
lemons?
Somebody help! Somebody! That
On
is
it.
not what I meant!
We
Hello?
can help you with your predicament,
Yoinks!
miss.
Just let
go.
go!
Well,
Die.
she'll fall down the pit too.
Huh? Oh, oh no, don't worry. They have a plan to get her down.
What gives?
Yoink.
Put that shroom down!
Gotcha.
Voice.
help!
Well,
That worked.
So let me just say real quick, that is the most elaborate fucking trap I've ever seen.
Ooh, meanwhile.
Oh, but meanwhile on the roof.
Meanwhile...
Sorry, Gui. Sorry, Gui. You're getting a workout today.
no, you're fine. It's fine. What's all the racket about?
Buns and thighs.
Somebody eating cookies in there? Without me?
Uh-oh. That's pretty much what he's doing.
I'm starving up here. Here I come, cookie hogs.
You shut up!
This is why you needed to have a big workout routine in Bowser's Inside Story.
Dun, dun, dun.
Whoop.
Whoops.
Oh, hide.
Ooh, and now well.
And thus, they have a stowaway now.
Uh-huh.
And
More
just
on that
bows,
later.
but just Bowser the President's like, man, I had a weird childhood.
Yeah.
And
Again,
wait a
like,
minute,
by some stroke
Oh.
of luck there,
Oh.
they were on top of... Oh.
On this
Oh.
guy. We've got to repair the village by Boogity.
oh yeah, the dude who got amnesia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just likes taking care of the Yoshis
I forgot
all day.
what voice I
Oh.
gave him earlier, so screw it.
You're, ju-
That sounded
you're just all,
fine.
you're just all
that
nerdy
image
and
keeps
fun.
popping up in my brain.
Yeah, like that. Like a doctor voice.
Know what I decided? I'm not gonna think about it anymore.
What?
What?
That's a smart thing for amnesiacs to do. I'm
Just
having
give
fun
up
with
on
the
it.
Yoshis, and that's good enough for me.
I mean,
Oh
look
look,
at him.
it's a Deus Ex.
What the
wait.
fuck?
Look, it's a Deus Ex Machina.
Go-
Ow.
A Goomba
That
stop.
should have killed him.
Wait a minute. If Kylie ended up there, aren't the
What if-
Marios around?
What an escape. And what a drop.
You'll see. Because remember, we dropped way earlier than she did.
Right.
That's true.
I remember!
Dun dun.
Jesus!
So we're gonna learn more. Meanwhile,
Ah,
welcome everybody to the.
Babies.
Oh, there you go.
Got him.
Ah,
adorable.
I have it down to an art.
I seem to be improving my landing skills the more I get thrown about the luggage.
oh, I keep
Or
forgetting
like
about
fair.
you.
You are luggage.
I always keep forgetting about stuff. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I do.
Yeah, no.
Now then, my super sensors indicate this is Toad Town.
The ruins
Good
of it.
fool.
It
Me.
seems to have taken an extengular amount of damage. In fact, it kind of
Not a
looks like
word.
utter rubbish. Now then, shall we inspect that shop?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this right now.
Sure?
This is pretty much what happens when I straight up think every toad is dead.
Yeah.
and/or converted into shroob energy. Because
Let's
Yeah.
pose in front of the apocalypse.
and I'll say this music is really not. I like this game's tone. I like the game's mood with its music and stuff. It feels grim. It feels like we're really trying to stop something horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
what the
even
heck is
robot
that down
troops
there?
about.
Wait,
Yeah, they still have
who
some.
voices
We're pretty
the
close.
robots?
We're pretty close to the castle.
I don't
Oh,
think
not the-
I think the robot's just an enemy.
Right,
And,
we don't voice
the
any robots.
Grandma's code.
You
Oh, I guess this
hide
is
in.
me.
Yeah,
It's,
no,
this is an old
actually,
lady.
yeah,
It's
actually,
not
no,
me
that is
either.
this is Matt.
I don't think.
Your granny,
Why, Grandma Green, we have customers.
and that's hype.
Goodness gracious, Grandma, what we do? Customers are awful scarce these days.
And that
The
is,
shroom horns tore our poor village to pieces.
and yes, this is the exact reason why I had them both be
I
the
do
grannies.
believe we old biddies are the only two souls left.
By the way, Logan.
Nothing but memories left in this town, and that's the truth. The gospel truth, if you will. Such sadness, and for us loneliness for us old birds.
You might get a slap, but for me, you get a punch.
Oh, terrible loneliness. When you're as old as we are, loneliness is all you can get.
I see why you had us voice them.
It's
You
fun.
look like fine young men, which you shall
Also, I
hear
had to give
about
I had to give Gui a break somewhere.
Yeah,
That's fair.
it's okay.
These gentlemen will do. They share a fashion sense. I know that you youngsters are kindly folk. No doubt at all. You're trustworthy mustaches. I'm sure you'll
guys-
sympathize with our plight and buy lots and lots of things.
Oh, yes, lots and lots. I do like the sound
You guys
of that.
know.
My,
You guys know what I miss.
all this excitement's
What's
got me
that?
feeling like a
I'm-
teenager.
I miss from Superstar Saga when you met different colored people like this. It meant you were about to get a cool new ability.
Yes.
That's
Don't
true.
forget
God,
it.
there were so many
Well
things in that game.
Wait,
Come on,
And
then,
both
to
of the
Grandma's
toads were
Palace. Would you like to pursue our selection of gear?
peruse.
Peruse,
Meanwhile, all the Toadsworths took everyone's jobs. I'm giving Luigi those,
Shroom slacks.
and those I'll give to
trousers.
Mario because
Yeah, all regular
Yeah.
just get bent.
no.
I love how no one chastised me when I said that.
No, I was thinking because I was like, I don't know. Mario and Luigi definitely was a little bit more blatant with the. There aren't really too many interesting Toads. That used to be with the Paper Mario series.
I think Sticker Star was the only really, you gotta hate this blatant about it. Like, what am I trying to say? Color Splash at least tried to inject some personality into him.
Yeah.
True.
yeah.
Let's get this for yeah, I'll get these for Baby Luigi. And there we go. We're all nice and upgraded.
Alrighty.
I'm also gonna get rid of some stuff I'm never gonna use.
dusty.
I'm also gonna
Thank you,
sell some of these
Cap.
badges I'm never using. And our
Oh,
and our
that's
ones
why
I have
I've been
duplicates of.
sneezing a lot.
Thank you.
And
Oh,
but yeah,
oh,
so
by the way,
darn!
this-
I realized that they're the remains of the toads from this village.
Anyway, James, you say?
Never
ahead.
mind. It's long past.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, I got a lot of these from. Oh, because the blocks dropped them.
Right.
That's right. I was gonna say, honestly, if we want to talk about anything, besides these two grannies, they're correct. There are literally no more toads in this entire town, which means, apart from maybe some stuff will tell us about how to solve a puzzle, not much lore in this video.
I was about to say, it's like,
We're the only toads left, and you know what that means. You two fine gentlemen are going to have to help us reproduce.
No, you
No.
can.
Yes,
I know
I'll take the green
mushrooms can reproduce asexually through spores.
You stupid old crone. I should take the green one. I mean, I am the green grandma after all.
Oh snap!
no,
Okay,
but
red.
we
Okay,
call it
hang on, guys.
coordinate.
Hang on, guys. So we got red shells now. Red shells are basically like green shells, except they can never run out if you're good enough. And mixed flowers. These here are the most powerful. These here are the most powerful brothers items in the game if you're attacking either a group of enemies or a single foe. So those are going to be our main damage dealers for a while.
Thank you for
Oh, so
showing.
you react that way, dearie? Would you rather us reproduce with those yellow and purple lads instead?
Mario, I think we should leave now.
Yeah, I'm starting to get uncomfortable with the
No, give
conversation.
me the green one.
Yeah, let's try a new conversation. Mad, you were talking about Atlanta.
I learned in one day.
You were talking about Atlantis: The Lost Empire and Disney reboots.
Yeah. Before we started recording, I'm not a big fan of the Disney reboots because they reboot all the movies.
And you should be.
Yeah, no, stop. They reboot all the movies that don't need to be rebooted, whereas the ones that should be rebooted get no mention
Get no
at
love.
all.
Like
I think
the
a
Black
lot of it has to.
like the Black Cauldron.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's, with a few exceptions, a lot of the movies that they're remaking are either ones that have like a legacy status or like sold a lot. And Atlantis, as great as it is, wasn't a particularly well-selling movie, so that's probably why it flew under their radar.
Yes, but
I guess what's happening.
yes, but
Oh, jeez. Okay,
Ow.
you gotta watch the.
Oh,
you gotta
come
watch-
on.
Oh, jeez.
Hey!
Jump. Now we can get rid of those crystals. That way you can properly dodge. Yeah.
Okay.
As you're noticing, this is where the enemies are really gonna stop messing around.
Seriously.
anyway,
But yeah, as I was saying, is I think real quick to kind of partner up with what Hype was saying there, Matt. I guess the issue is that they're very much they're only remaking films that they think will make easy money. Like no risks taken. Just if this made a lot of money before, do it again.
Right, exactly.
I feel like they should risk take, but here's the main thing. I feel like they should do an Atlantis movie specifically because Tom Holland said that he would love to be in an a remake of that. In an Atlantis
Wait, when did he say
remake.
that? When did he
And
say
play
this?
Milo. Hold on.
When did he say this? I'm curious.
Do you not
Because
believe me?
I'm saying I genuinely want to like see. I genuinely want to see
He wants
like
confirmation.
him that and of him wanting to play Milo, because I could see him as Milo. Even though I think Michael J. Fox really did a really nice job with him.
Well, he's
yeah.
also like 60-something now.
Okay,
isn't he?
so
I know.
apparently it's just rumored, but basically people, it has been rumored for the past year, ever since July, that Tom Holland is being eyed to play Milo for the Atlantis remake, and if they do it, and also Tom Holland, I think he said when he saw those rumors, he'd go like, "I'd love to do it." Oh wait,
Yeah,
sorry, I have to
think
be
you should
British.
let him do it.
I have to be British.
But
I would
it's
love to do it.
But
I think you have
it's
to be
a
careful
live-action
with-
Disney remake. We shouldn't let it exist.
Here's the thing. Okay, we need to. Okay, hang on. I'm not stopping. Don't worry. We're not stopping the video. But I'm saying we need to we need to clear this up right now. So, also I'm going to show you guys a red shell.
Red Shell,
Which,
yeah.
again, all it is, it works just like a green shell, except green shells, they have an upper limit. After a while, they'll stop, and they'll just end on their own. Red shells either last infinitely or never. Or they either last infinitely, or they have a much higher amount of hits that they can deal before they break. So, if you like using green shells, use red shells now, because they're basically green shells, except you never have to stop using them ever.
Yeah, if you time your hits just right,
Until
they
all
don't run
are.
out.
You don't have to stop using them until all are dead.
Yeah. But yeah, so to clear this up, that was a good one. Oh, I'll take the defense.
There you go.
Yeah, so to clear this up, I think the issue is that with any of these live action things, first off with any of this stuff, the main complaint people are having is that they want to see something new, because they know Disney can do this. They know Disney could.
Yeah.
They know Disney has the funds to make any original thing. If some guy with a script, if some dude went up to them with a script, they could fund it.
And
Or
I'm just gonna
Disney.
say, I know you guys hate this argument, but I still think it's a good enough thing. Like, we talk about how Disney, we're tired of the rehashes. We want them to see something new. I mean, it's not like, what am I trying to say? You have that in the movie industry, and yet it's the complete opposite in the video game industry, where it's like, we want nothing but remakes.
I mean, okay, you know what? Actually, no.
Not really.
You actually brought up a very... first off, I would have loved to see Gigantic.
Yeah, I would have.
That one James
I would have been interested
Jack.
in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Jack and the Beanstalk kind of like parody thing. That looked fun. It looked unique.
Was that Disney
I would've
itself
been
or
It was
Pixar?
Disney.
Yes.
Disney.
It was Disney.
It was scrapped though, unfortunately. But fun fact is that if you're ever a real fun fact, which now I hate the fact that it's now dead lore. If you ever okay, so again, it's the 60 FPS thing. So this is the big puzzle of Toe Town: is we need to get the babies on one side of the town on their own, and the older brothers gotta be on this side of the town, so we can both open the doors together. And that's as I said, that's gonna be the big puzzle. Toad Town is after this next part. For the latter half of this entire area, the brothers are gonna mostly be separate,
Oh wow.
which means, boy, the baby's gonna get leveled up. Moving
Ooh.
on. So the two things is fun fact. If you're watching Zootopia,
Oh,
the part
yeah.
where Duke,
I knew.
the part where Duke Weaselton is talking about having bootleg DVDs that don't even exist yet, you can see that's when like people got their first look at Moana called Meowana.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that thing's
that's
just
cute.
lol. But one of the fake DVDs that he had was a cover of Gigantic
Yeah, and it's
before it got scrapped.
Yeah, and yeah, I was going to mention that. Also, speaking of like the new ideas, Zootopia was like completely new, and that's still one
Oh,
of
yeah.
my favorite Disney movies.
I
Although-
enjoyed it. It took risks and it wasn't based off of a prior thing.
Although I still think that
Oh,
like, I love that.
Skull
Oh
pokies.
wow, Skulkies. Anyway,
Oof.
I do love. Yeah, I really do love that movie, but I am going to.
You're not wrong, Matt. They're called Skulkies.
Skaloki. Holy shit.
Skellokies, wow.
I-
That's so silly.
I was just making a joke, and yet it's a real name.
The game
There we
thought
go.
of it before you did.
Yep. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, to quote a old video, I don't know if anybody's going to even know what this is from, but
Nice.
this sums up the entirety of Zootopia for me. I love the movie, but this feature brought to you by Luck. Luck, the bad guy should have won.
Who's that from?
Okay, I'm
I'm gonna tell you right now. Do you know what that reminds me of?
what?
It reminds me of freaking Family Guy, where it's like this presentation has been brought to you by men. Men. We don't know what we said. In term, or maybe it's we don't know what we did, but basically the idea is that it was whenever a man and a woman are together, and the woman suddenly starts being very angry at the man, and they're like, "We don't know what we did."
That's actually a funny one. But no, I'm not a brony, but I was forced in the past to watch bronies react, and it's actually pretty funny. And it was one of their old commentators. I can't remember what react it was, but like one of their commentators goes, this moment brought to you by Luck. Luck, the bad guy should have won.
Ow, ow.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's Deus
I'll
Ex
be back,
Machina and
guys.
stuff. No
Okay.
worries. That's Deus Ex Machina. But okay, so now that I got that out of the way with Gigantic, that at least between like the four of us here, you bring up a good point, Hype. So I'm honestly curious, and again, we got the time for it. Don't worry. I'm actually curious. Okay, let's actually like analyze this like bit by bit. What makes a reboot of a game, or say a report or a port upgrade, or a revamp? What makes that more exciting or more interesting to see as opposed to a movie revamp?
Well, a lot of it. Well, my whole argument is just more so a fact of like we go on about how like, oh, Disney's just relying on nothing but nostalgia. Why can't they give us anything new? And to an extent, that's kind of like the inverse on how we are with the video game industry nowadays, where it's like we have like a massive surplus of like remakes, and not to say that they're bad or anything, but it's just to a point where it's like no one's really complaining. If anything, they kind of want more of it.
Here's the thing.
Because they're actually doing a damn good job of it.
Yeah,
But it's still- you-
here's the
you
thing
can't
though.
tell me
You seem to be hung up on this thing that remakes are supposed to be like you seem to be hung up on the idea that there's a double standard, but it's really not. There's really not a double standard. It's just it's a matter of quality. And the thing is, the Disney remakes right now are just they pale in comparison to what
disgusting.
to what. Can I finish my thought? They they forget what made the originals great in the first place. And
Well, I would
that's-
argue that like I was
and
about to say
in-
I'd argue. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm on a trail of thought.
Go ahead.
So, just in the game industry, no, it's even there. If someone makes a bad remake, if someone remakes a game poorly, people will notice and say that it's shit.
Banana
if-
split.
If people make a good remake of a game, then it gets it gets the praise that it deserves. And
I think
there have
I think
been
one of the
there.
I think one. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I'm almost done. And just if a good movie remake comes out, then people will acknowledge it as being a good remake. So
Pretty
it's
much, yeah.
So it's not that there's a double standard. It's just it's all about quality and actually giving a shit about what you're remaking.
Not to mention the fact that when you comparing like just how Disney does remakes and how everyone else does remakes is the fact that Disney remakes are very one-sided in pretty much their overall how the whole thing works out. Because like how many remakes of Disney movies do you see that are animated?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to be technical, the Lion King remake's 100% animated.
Yeah, as much as the director
okay.
doesn't want to admit it.
I think a better saying would be like how many remakes can you think of that are either 2D animated or just stylistically CG animated? None of this like it's not revolving around just gritty realism.
Yeah, you hardly see any of that. And I think it's because there's still a stigma around animation in general in the film industry that animation is strictly for kids. And I mean animation that isn't short of realistic.
Oh boy, I'm going to love editing this.
Oh, what happened?
No, just all the background shit I have to edit out. Anyway,
Well, I
what
know what
were we
happened in the
talking
background,
about?
but okay.
Basically,
well, first-
Hype's having his whole shtick again about like why Disney remakes are just
Give me
so.
one sec.
Okay.
Yes!
Well, anyway, just going on to just to go on remakes in general, and you know what? I bring up Banana Blitz as an example of a bad video game remake, but I think the mentality behind it is something that I think all remakes, both movies and games, should explore more on. If you want to remake something, remake a bad movie or a bad game, something that did have genuine promise but had like very bleh execution.
Sure, and I can get behind that too. So if something had good ideas but just didn't execute it well, then yeah, remake it. See if you can do it better. And
But like I said,
and especially
Hmm?
and I would say remake a good movie if the technology has not aged well.
Back.
Who's? Oh, it's
I'm
Matt said back. Okay, hey.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Hi. Anyway,
I
sorry.
just
How
want
you
to make
doing?
sure if it was you or Logan.
Anyway, what are you guys talking about?
Well, as
Remakes.
of right now,
Yeah, we're still on
uh,
the subject of remakes.
Well, what I was about to say right now, because I'm kind of curious if Matt has an input on this. What I was talking about is the idea of like all remakes, whether it be movies or games. Take something like what the Banana Blitz remake tried to do, in a sense of like, if you want to remake something, remake a bad movie or a bad game so that it actually lives up to its potential. Like, say, remake 06 so that it's actually a decent game. Stuff like that.
Well, you already have you pretty much have the modding community doing a good job of that.
To be fair, remaking something good doesn't particularly mean that it's going to end up bad. Heck, sometimes a remake, believe it or not, of a good thing, believe it or not, can end up better. And if you don't believe me, True Grit. The original True Grit is an amazing movie. It's one of the best John Wayne movies. It truly is. However, the remake, in my opinion, is better because it follows the book better. And yeah, what?
Oop.
Oh.
Ow.
Anyway, the True Grit remake, in my opinion, is better than the original. But the original is not bad in any way. It's a great film, but if a remake is if a movie or something is based off of something, and that original thing doesn't follow, like, okay, take for instance, Blade Runner. That is technically based off of.
So sorry, I'm back now.
Welcome
Had
back.
to-
Okay.
Welcome back.
Dinner had arrived, but I told him that I'll be down in just a little bit. But
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah, real quick, finish your thing on Blade Runner.
yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
Think of like Blade Runner. That is technically based off of a book called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. However,
Right.
it is nothing like Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. The movie is nothing like the book. It has a lot of differences. However, if they did make a movie version of that, but base it off of the original book, it's still going to be a remake of Blade Runner.
nice.
So yeah.
I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I like how they were smart enough to program the enemies had unique AI depending on if you're fighting with all 4 brothers as opposed to just 2.
Actually,
To make it somewhat
Yeah.
fair.
Actually, another thing I want to bring up, because that's actually an interesting point, Matt. Like, say for the sake of argument, someone decides that they want to make another Mask movie. However, this movie would be a lot more like the comics, which, you know, if you haven't read the comics, they're kind of, ugh. But, like, say they do that, and it's like, yes, it's a lot more accurate to the comics, but people that grew up with the Jim Carrey film would be kind of alienated from that.
Well, yes, of course, there would be people who are alienated, but it's not for those people who are to be alienated. It's for the people who read the original book.
And the moral of the story, kids, is that you can't please everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's absolutely fair. I mean, honestly, that's what should be taken away from everything at the end of the day. Nuts.
Yep.
Sometimes you roll a 1 in life, sometimes you roll a 4.
Oh!
Like, for instance, one
Like, okay.
one remake I actually hate is Total Recall, like the new version
Oh,
of Total
yeah,
one
that
that
one.
outright- that out-
Because here's
That one was not good.
yeah, here's the
Nah.
thing. Total Recall is based off of a book, and the original Total Recall is nothing like the book. It's very different, kind of like with Blade Runner. But actually, I just realized that I think it's shit. Hold on.
Okay. While you're thinking of that, my biggest complaint with the Total Recall reboot is spoilers. The point of the original Total Recall was that it was supposed to be like, you know, like up in the air. Like, oh, was it all still in his head? Was it not?
No, the new one did that.
No, hear me out. In the original, it was supposed to be kind of like, oh, is it? If you pay attention in the reboot, it outright says that it's all still in his head.
Oh yeah.
Because when he goes in, they give him a tattoo on his arm that like marks him as like, oh, you're a test subject number for this new system. And at the very end, as he's like enjoying his happy moment, having saved everybody, which by the way, they never leave Mars, or they never leave for Mars. It's all just on the planet. Anyway, when he's having his huge moment of yes, I saved everybody, he looks at his arm and it outright shows the tattue is no longer there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they
that
give an
outright
answer
confirms
as
yeah,
to
they
whether
give
it was in his head or
it's
not.
outright all which I hate that.
okay.
That defeats the purpose.
It defeats the purpose of the original movie. Yeah, in the original book, yeah, no, it's all real. Everything is real. They
Right.
outright say
exactly.
in the original book, which, by the way, the original book is called, what was it? Hold on.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue too.
The original book
Ah.
is, we can remember it for you wholesale. That's what
Yes.
it's
We
originally
can remember
called.
for you. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, but basically the original book has the very basic setup of what the original movie did. Some guy not happy with his life wanted to go visit Mars and decided to go get a paid mind vacation to Mars and all of that. And yeah, that's the basic setup of both the story and the book. In the movie, it's up in the air whether it's actually real or not. In the original book, no, they say it's straight up real. Because, yeah, the original book is really fucked up, but really funny.
I can imagine.
It's really fucked up, but it's really funny. I want to wait for Logan to return so I can tell him.
Wait, you left again?
I guess he was called away
damn
for
it.
one more thing. It's okay. He'll
Well,
he'll hear this in post.
Well, I guess just to go back a good ways, because I think the original point I was trying to make did get a little bit lost in the chaos. But basically, what I was trying to get at with the whole idea of an Atlantis remake, people are genuinely, not to say that there are exceptions, but in a general sense, people are kind of pissy about live-action Disney remakes. Do you really want them to make another?
If it's a...
I personally don't want them to.
Yes. However, I technically wouldn't. However, if it's a movie that was unsuccessful originally and they could somehow redo a remake to be successful, like Atlantis, that is a good example because the original wasn't as successful as they're trying to make it. Whereas the
Yeah,
Well, it wasn't
and-
successful.
yeah.
It wasn't successful financially, but people still thought it was a good movie. And my
True.
point is that, like, given the track record that people have with the movies, do you really trust them to do a good job with Atlantis?
No, I don't. I don't trust him. but
Then
it
why
would
ask
be,
for it?
Hold
well,
on.
here's my thing personally. Part of me has kind of just accepted that they are going to continue with live action remakes.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
He's basically just waiting it out for the next part, folks.
I suppose.
What's that?
Well,
Alright, well-
he can explain in the next part. So yeah, on that note, see you all for Star Hill.
Bye.
See
We'll
you there, guys.
We'll continue in the remake.